and having a good day. So Wednesday, and Wednesday, July is the 22nd. God, I can't believe like we are halfway, more than halfway over the year, and before we know it, it's gonna be I don't know what happened with my voice. I'm gonna drink a little bit of my coffee. Look at the nails. Look at them. They look cool. The nails look cool. So I apologize for my voice. I guess haven't cleared my throat. It's pretty bad allergy season right now here too. My oldest has been, my youngest has been like having runny nose and sort of stuff, like coughing for a while. So, let's see if I change the position here. Would that be helpful? Hi Diego, how are you? How's it going? Some of us who were really into the soccer matches now we are in withdrawal because there's no games. I'm still watching moments from the games and whatnot, but soon that will be it. I'm just waking up. Nice. Where are you located, Diego? It's about 8:30 right now. Oh man. Just need to I'm feeling that withdrawal feels weird. Right? And it's just like, what happened? Like they had us like watch the games, and then like every day there were a few games, and then there was nothing, and then there were that days without game, and then even though it tapered, it still kind of feels weird. Like it's just like, okay, so what do we do now? Like it was exciting, something to look forward to, right? Like you look forward to things and to the match results and things like that. And now I'm like, ugh, there's nothing now. I am not into, pretty much not into any other sports, like as much as I am into soccer, and hockey ended, I think, right? Is that hockey end? I don't know. So it's gonna be a little bit of a withdrawal. You were in LA, yeah. So you are like probably 2-3 hours behind, yeah. Anywho, so for example, yesterday I usually stay up until past 10 to watch with the final game, right. It's just like, like it's like, what do we do now? Like I ended up starting an audiobook that I finally got into, because a lot of audiobooks like I can't get into really. I like kind of impatient if there isn't a beginning that is interests me. I can't wait for like an hour past the book to get into it. I need something that hooks me up right away. Not right away, but at least in the first like half an hour. Just come on, man. So I found something that I got into, and I can't stop listening to it. So that's how I've been treating my withdrawal with an audiobook. Yesterday's scent of the day was Antonio Puig Corum after getting my haircut. Oh, I don't even know what that is. And Antonio, I don't know how you say the last name. Hi, Rich, how are you? Yes, Rich Mitch, finally got the packages. I can't tell you, Doc, you probably were nervous, but I was also I had a pit in my stomach, like just for the packages to get to you, but I'm so glad they have. I'm just so glad they have. My cousin has so many audiobooks. She buys them left and right. Yeah, I have Audible subscription, and so like I get 1 credit a month, I think, And usually I got it when I was running on the treadmill, because that's when I need to kind of hear something. But I haven't been, so I had a bunch of credits that I used, like few books that I got, and I weren't really anybody who has a book. You know, like I'm not really into like I'm more like into suspense, psychological thriller, and things like that. So if anyone has any recommendation, like actually let me know in the comments, if you're listening later or here, because I need to get some more books. Book. Yes. What's Doc wearing today? What is Doc wearing today? Doc. Book. Yes. Book. This is actually very interesting. It all like I had the like it is an interesting book. Like it's a psychological thriller. If I am going to like categorize it, it's just like the tables turn like midway, and I kind of had a suspicion that that's how it's gonna go. But it's interesting still listen to it, and there also like I have a lot of issues with sensory things, like including the narrator's voice. If I don't like the narrator's voice, it doesn't matter how good the book is, I can't listen to. If it's high pitched, I can't listen to. So, Rooftop Garden, is that a book? Maybe I should read that. Maybe I should listen to it. Antonio Puig was a Spanish businessman who founded Barcelona-based fragrance house in 1914. Originally starting as an importer and distributor of foreign cosmetics, he built a globally luxury empire that remains family-owned today. His brand is famous for historic Mediterranean scents and classic barbershop. What is his brand? Oh, is that? Oh, he has a brand? Oh, okay. That's what it's called, Anthony Puig. So there's like 3 fragrances. One is Agua Lavanda. Oh, that's the end of the day, Rooftop Garden. I should probably look what that is. Agua Brava in 1968 and Quorum, introduced in 1981. This powerhouse men's scent features an aromatic blend of oak moss, leather, and tobacco. Oak moss, leather, and tobacco. What does that remind me of? Probably something that I am familiar with, and I want to know what that is. Oak moss. Oh, a bunch of fragrances. I assume the house does not exist anymore. Oh no, maybe they do. They have Aqua Lavanda Iris that was released in 2025. Interesting. I had never heard of this brand, but the perfumer for that one, obviously he passed away. The perfumer for that one is Jean-Claude Elena. Lavender, iris, musk, and angelica. That sounds interesting. Maybe I should look into it. I learned something. Today. Aqua lavandis, and I like the bottle. The bottle looks very interesting. It has like a, is that a lotus flower? I don't know. If it's a bottle, it looks like a something like this, and then there's the flower inside, like in, I think that's a blown glass pattern. I'm not sure. And then there's a letter going through it. Glad you learned something. Yes. Every day is a good day. If I learn one thing every day, then my day is good. There is also, so they have released a bunch of them in Colonia Absolutas, Agua Brava, Agua Lavanda, Agua Mediterranea, Agua Noble. And soon I will be in Spain, so if I can find the brand, I will test those. That's interesting. It's only fragrance in my collection I bought. It was nice to wear after my haircut. Yes, it's probably like a barbershop fougere. Was it a barbershop fougere? Let me see. No, it had let me, where is it? Quorum. Oh. Oops. Woody aromatic. Carlos Benign. So Carlos Benign is Carlos Benign, Max Gavery, and Rosenda Mathieu, as they mentioned as their perfumer. Artemisia, caraway, lemon, bergamot, grapefruit, pine trees, patchouli, sandalwood, carnation, cyclamen, and jasmine, oak moss, tobacco, leather, and amber. Do you smell Artemisia in it? Because Artemisia sometimes smells like absinthe. Um, Not all the time, but I don't like it when it's like fermented in terms of like when it comes to really a smell like absinthe. Like to me, absinthe smells like a bottom of a garbage bin after sitting in too long, but in the heat. But it's only I definitely can pick it up, but not the star. But it's not the star. Okay. As long as it's like that, it's not overwhelming, I can take Artemisia. I actually don't mind Artemisia, and as long as it's not that kind of fermented alcoholic smell. Nice. What does it, I was thinking of Bellamy vetiver for whatever reason when you said that. Does it has any similarity to Bellamy vetiver? Probably not. No, people say this perfume reminds me of Polo Green. Oh, Polo Green. That's a really like classical like male fragrance. It's all the uncle fragrances. Bogart, Pacoraban, Perome, One Man Show, and Descendre. People say is some interesting. I did not know that. But now I am actually let me make a note. Because when I'm in Spain, I want to find some Spanish brands. And I will take a look. I enjoy wearing polo green. Yeah, I mean, true. I always felt like it was, to me, when I was little, my cool uncle wore polo green all the time. And I don't think my dad did until I was older. My dad used to wear Old Spice, like it's always Old Spice aftershave, and then he wore Cool Water and stuff like that. But like my uncles wore polo green, and to me it's always a scent of like a cool uncle. I like it. I love it. Okay, so when are you going to Spain? November. November I'll be in Spain. So I need to have a shower. Yes. How do you shower, duck? Because the ducks don't get wet. How do you shower? Just joking. Okay, so my scent of today is this one. As you could see in the thumbnail, this is, I don't know how do you say it properly. Is it Muschio? How do you pronounce Muschio? Is it called Muschio? To pronounce the Italian word Muschio. I guess it's Muschio, not Muschio. Don't know why I was saying. Okay, SCH. So they don't say it's not a sh sound, so it is Muschio. Okay, Muschio Mineralis. So this one, when it came out, I think it's a 2025 release, if I'm not wrong, or maybe 2024 even. Like, hold on, 2025 release. When it came out, I looked at the notes, and for whatever reason, I wasn't really. I looked at it, and I'm like, do I need it, or don't I need it? Oh, because of the cumin. And then I was like, oh, forget about it. I'm not gonna get it. And then I didn't try a sample until this last time I was in Vancouver, and they didn't have. First time I was in Vancouver, I think they had it, and I sprayed on a little tester strip, and I liked it. But then the second time I went, because I lost the tester strip, the second time I went after a few days, they only had the the stone that they spray this on, and they didn't have the bottle itself. And I'm like, darn it, I can't put it on my skin. But I liked it enough where it became available in one of the discounters, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should just get it, because it kind of stayed in my mind. However, this is totally different. What was on the tester and what came out on the, like, those stones is totally different than what you smell on the skin, which got me, which surprised me. But thankfully, at least I like how it smells on my skin. So what I smelled on the paper, like on the paper and on that kind of little stone thing, was mostly a musky, vanillic, um, with musky, vanillic, with some warmness, but it wasn't really prominent. So that's what I was smelling, and I was like, oh, this is nice and comforting and whatever, whatever. And then I put it on my skin, and all these other notes, like the warm notes, came out on the skin. So like the cumin is there, but it's not BOE at all. Like it's just giving it a spicy kind of thing, like, you know, the warm spice, like something like that. Not a fan of cumin. No, cumin, when it's too much, can smell BOE on me, but it has to be really an overdose. Like even epismarine on my skin doesn't come as like BOE. Like cumin works. I'm not a fan of cumin in general. Not even a fan of cumin in cooking. So, but I'm not a huge fan of it. But in some fragrances, it smells good if it's done right. So one of them being epismarine, I couldn't stop smelling my arm after, spraying it. But on my skin, the cumin is not the prominent note at all. If anything, it's kind of giving a background on like something woody, something not woody, but something spicy, warm, something like that. And then all these warmer notes, like to be honest, pink pepper is much more present than cumin for me. And then it was all these warm notes that came out, like LME and the frankincense, and I do smell patchouli, although it's not too sharp. So funny enough, like when I put it on the tester strip, and when I smelled it off those little stone thingies, I was like, oh, this would be a nice one for summer. But given that these kind of warm notes are coming up on my skin, I probably, this would be better for like fall actually. So I am surprised by how it turns out on the skin, but in a pleasant way. The musk, it's not at all like, even though the name of the fragrance is Muschio Mineralis, um, it's not that huge of a thing here for me. Like if anything, it's just the background, and obviously vanilla is there. So let me see what it says about the brand. Okay, so it says Muschio Mineralis Eau de Parfum is rooted in the rich mineral depths of the earth, and represents the what substratum stage in GUCCI's reimagining of the 4 stages of ancient alchemy, anchored in the raw beauty of a carnal musk accord. Carnal, not animalic to me at all. Like, so is carnal means like a animalic musk kind of thing, but it doesn't come out to me like that. Hi Dushan, how are you? An infusion of ambrox allows its sensual mineral rawness to emerge. Sultriness is introduced through vanilla absolute and infusion solvent extracted from raw bean pods and followed by maceration treatment, creating warm woody ones. The sultry musky ambery composition conjures the mystery of a fox with carnal musk accord, mineral ambrox, and soothing vanilla, delivering a long-lasting sillage of a supreme strength. It does last. It does last a long time. Like How does Organox smell like? Let me just see. How does Organox smell like? Organox smells like a warm, salty, and sensual second skin with rich, woody, musky, and leathery undertones derived from clary sage. Oh, so it's derived from natural ingredient. It's a refined, premium alternative to standard ambroxan. It evokes sunwarm driftwood and crisp freshness of high-end fresh cashmere. Interesting. So the breakdown of scent profile is mineral and salty, carries a pristine oceanic breeze. There's saltiness in here, but like it doesn't exactly smell like oceanic breeze, because the oceanic breeze, in order for it to smell like that, they should have added more. I can see if there was more citrus or like bergamot or like really strong like the like a citrusy notes on top, it would have a smell like that, but it doesn't. Here, woody and leathery, beneath initial lightness lies a deep resinous cedar-like woodiness paired with a rich leathery depth and warm on the skin light. It's intimate, diffusive, enhancing, yeah, it is diffusive, enhancing the wearer's natural scent, and then sitting heavily on the top. Maybe I'm naturally spicy. So it is interesting. I actually do not mind. I remember when we were trying all the like synthetics, and Orchinox was one that I did not mind. Like it's not. Yeah, I can see it to be in the like ambroxan category of the chemicals, but it's not. It's not. It's not like a overwhelming like they are, to be honest. For me anyways, I don't mind that. Big oak moss, Diego, very nice. Yes, very good stuff. Awesome. Also, I want to kind of mention something about people, like in terms of the picking up the notes and stuff like that. So because I saw it being talked about elsewhere, but like when I took the perfumery course in Cégep in Graz, so every morning, so like the day before, we would review certain raw materials, and like over and over and over again. And then the next morning we would test. So there would be a test. So the instructor would pass on the dipped what do you call it, the sticks, whatever you call it, testers, and then would ask, what is it? And I took the class with a person who worked for Le Labo, a 40 under 40 sommelier from Australia, a chemist, it's actually with a chemistry degree, who worked for a fragrance company in Indonesia, I think. And the rest of the people had taken these courses like over. So like I was the person with least knowledge, okay? So I'm gonna say that none of us were like, I mean, I was the beginner person, but not the rest of them were people who had smelled the raw materials before and knew what they were talking about. It was mind-blowing that we would struggle in the test. And you would be surprised that how like you can take some things by mistake, and I'm not even talking about too complex stuff, like just simple things like your citruses, pretty much. I'm not even talking about the general like synthetics. Synthetics were even harder because don't have really point of reference for them, but even for other ones. So people would smell, and like you would think like these people who smell these things so many times and they would know it right away, and that was not the case, and you could mistake them because sometimes the note would be smelling different in different times of the day, like the raw material, you are in a different mood, you just had coffee, what, like there's so many confounders going into it. So people sitting there and making fun of people who can't pick up a note in something, or they have to go to Fragrantica to see what the note is, or to like the website for the bottle or whatever, and saying, oh, you can't do that on your own. To me, it's ridiculous, right? I mean, yes, there are people, for example, I've heard Thierry Wasser could smell fragrance and almost very closely can compose the formula for you just by smelling. But not a lot of people are like that. Most people, in fact, aren't, and may not appreciate all the notes and take things for mistake, and also the combination of things may smell different. So to make fun of things like that, to me, it's ridiculous. I just wanted to get that out, and people were saying, oh, like people like, what is this is not a fragrance review if you're reading it off Fragrantica. I mean, that's how you learn what raw materials smell like, right? Like you have to smell them, knowing what they are, over and over and over and over again, and then eventually you will pick up in most circumstances you can pick that note up. But to criticize people for that, fuck that. I don't care. I really don't care. And not that I see myself as a reviewer, for sure. I'm not a nose. I'm not claiming that I'm this and that. And sometimes I totally off. Like some things might smell like, I don't know, I may get a banana out of something and it's not banana at all. It doesn't even have ylang-ylang that I can give myself an excuse. So that was part of what I was going to talk about, because that's I see people commenting on that. And all I could do is to talk about, I mean, honestly, the fragrance review channels, and why I don't really go into all sort of elaborate explanation of a fragrance. Number one, I don't think it's needed, because it's very subjective. What I'm smelling, what I am getting from a fragrance is totally different than what everybody else might get from the fragrance. Plus, like, and so it's not gonna really help you in like to know if you're gonna like this fragrance or not, unless that a lot of fragrances that I like you like, so then you can have a educated guess. And also I'm not that kind of I try to not overthink fragrances, because sometimes when you overthink something, then you start smelling different things. I try to not overthink. So that's what I generally try to talk about. Really, if I was going to talk about this one, it would be like 2 seconds in that. Yeah, it helps. I thought it was more musky and vanillic on the tester strip on my skin. The warmer notes, the more resinous notes come up. That's pretty much it. So you do you. I see that when I place the chunk with my daughter, sometimes I can't even identify my own profile. Absolutely, isn't it? And then we feel embarrassed. We should not be feeling embarrassed. Like, just because I have a fragrance and I've worn it 1,000 times doesn't mean that I have to, you know, recognize it on someone else. Like, it honestly isn't. The brain is funny. Absolutely, my brain is funny. Right? And I'm like, how many times has it been that I've given a sample of a fragrance to a friend, and then I run into him later and I'm like, oh my God, you smell so good. What are you wearing? And they would be like, what, the sample that you gave me? And I'm like, It's kind of, you know, it is what it is. It's all the perception and all the, and there's so many confounders in sense of smell that really alter from time to time. So really judging people based on it, to me, is a little bit ridiculous, to be honest. Yes, I get it. If you're just like, just reading a note and you're not talking about your own experience on it, like that would be boring, like, because everyone can read that. But if you're talking it and comparing to your experience, there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest. The only Muschio I own is Muschio Oro by Santa Maria Novara. Oh, how's that? I'm not sure I have smelled that one actually, but I may need to. Also, I saw Santa Maria Novella Vanilla. I have to go check if I have vanilla or I don't have vanilla. So that also I saw around, and I'm sure it's not new, like it's been around for a while. Anywho, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining, and please like the stream, subscribe, turn on the notification button, and I shall see you later. Bye-bye. Have a good day.